I have gone through a quarter life crisis where I felt lost, empty, and alone in my struggles. So now that I've come out on the other side, let me tell you how I figured out what to do with my life as I celebrate turning 30. Let's go. You know what I noticed? Most people dread turning 30 or being in their 30s. But as I am turning 30 very soon, I feel so proud because ang dami ko nang pinagdaanan sa buhay in my 20s. And I am proud of the version of me that I've become today. I feel like my 21-year-old self would be like, how the hell? Are you there? Like, how did you do that? And I feel like a huge chunk of it is me going through that life crisis, those struggles, those fears, those doubts in my 20s that made me more resilient and stronger as I'm turning 30. That's why I'm sharing. If you're in the same boat that I was, whatever age you're in, where you felt lost and just stuck in life, here are the things that got me through it and got me to celebrate those struggles today because I've come out stronger and better and wiser. First tip is please stop asking everyone for advice. Instead, start asking yourself questions. I know it's kind of ironic that I'm giving you advice in this video and I'm telling you not to listen to advice, but hear me out. I was so stuck for a long time of like thinking of, oh, I should have this by now. I should have figured this out by now. Or what are my colleagues doing? Like, what's the best way to go about my career? What would my parents say? What would my friends say? What are the people in my industry doing? And so it just put a lot of confusion and overwhelm of what to do and what not to do, especially during that quarter life crisis that I had. So for context, like for the longest time, like I believe when I was in college up to like my corporate years, I've always cared about success. Like I've always cared about my achievements. Like I was such a overachiever, go-getter in college. Like I didn't care about having sleepless nights. I didn't care about doing all of the work because I felt like hard work equals success. Like I believe that the harder I work, the more successful I would become. And that's because that's what I saw or believed or chose to see around me. And so I saw like, oh, I'm gonna climb the corporate ladder, or like when I saw my supervisors, my bosses when I was in corporate, like that's what they were doing. And so I kept looking at them. I kept looking at the people around me for advice, and that just got me more overwhelmed and confused, not really asking myself like, what do I want? I realized that now that we're in the society of like we can ask ChatGPT what to do, or like we can ask AI, or we can ask our friends or like the people around us what to do, we lose sight of our sense of self. We lose sight of who we are at our core. And when we lose our sense of self, that's when we have an identity crisis. That's when we feel like we've lost touch to who we are, to what we want, to what we desire, to what we can dream about. And I realized that's what happened to me. Like that's why I felt lost and stuck, because I just kept looking around me on what people were doing or like what they were successful at, and I felt like I should be following their footsteps, or like I should be following how I look good on LinkedIn, or like what would my boss think of me, how would I please my boss, or like how would my past like friends or colleagues would think of me as successful, things like that. Or because I've gotten so used to being so good at running on autopilot that I just kept doing it. I just kept going back to what's familiar, but not really asking myself, is that really what truly makes you happy? And so this is why I love my work as a money mindset and life coach. Like when I quit corporate and I pursued my calling of I want to empower others to answer the right questions, to ask themselves the right questions, because that's where the true answers are found. Not when you ask advice from the people around you, because it just only confuses your path. It just muddles your path. Instead of when you have the time to slow down, self-reflect, and really listen to your intuition, that's when the real advice comes out, when it comes from you, when it comes from something internal. And so that's why I love my work as a coach, because I guide my clients in asking empowering questions so that they arrive at their own realizations. Like the common misconception as my work as a coach, as a life coach, as a money mindset coach, is that I tell people like, this is exactly what you do, follow this or else it's the wrong decision. No, like what I love guiding my clients with is that they arrive at the best decision that works for them, because I guided them with the right questions. I started making making them question things that have been outdated, or like shaking up the old beliefs that they just kept believing as fact, but in fact weren't true or weren't aligned to who they are anymore. I also realized that when you're so used to asking yourself questions and reflecting on questions, you trust in your intuition more. You build trust and confidence in yourself that you know what's best for you, that you don't need other people's validation, that you don't need to please others in order to do what's right. I always tell my clients, like, there is no wrong or right path. Like, I don't tell them this is wrong or this is the right one, this is the best one. I allow them to arrive at their own conclusions where they believe that it is the most aligned decision to them because it is what's aligned with their values, their purpose, their vision in life. Because the decision that they make is the right one when they stand by it, when they're firm with it. So I wanted to share with you some questions to think about so that you can get out of that rut or like feeling stuck, so that you can start like checking in with yourself. Am I really operating according to what I want or according to what is expected of me? Okay? So first question is, are you doing what makes you happy or what's only expected of you? Next question, if everyone judged you no matter what you did, kahit anong gawin mo, judge ka lahat ng tao, what would you be doing tomorrow? What would you be doing tomorrow if everyone judged you no matter what? Third question is, what would your younger self be proud of you today? And these are some of the prompts that I thought about when I was stuck. It's like I wasn't doing what makes me happy. I was just kept going with the flow of like the quote unquote successful path that I should follow, or like I just kept thinking about people would judge me if I post on TikTok, if I post tips on YouTube, like who am I? Or I kept thinking about na I'll always just be good for corporate, like I am not competent enough to start my own business. Like these are the things that held me back because I didn't ask myself these types of questions to help me reflect and think about, will I continue just running on autopilot or will I restart, reboot, so that I could finally redesign my life towards how I want it and what makes me happy. This is why I love holding the safe space for my clients to dream again, to think about their real desires and dreams without judgment, because that's the biggest thing that holds them back from thinking about what they truly want and pursuing it, as they think people will judge me, or I'm ashamed of dreaming that much, or maybe it's too much to think about that, like I should just be contented with what I have, and you end up settling. And so this is why I love my work as a coach, when I see my clients think about, oh my gosh, like I've always wanted to pursue that and I can finally give myself permission to do that. I just needed the space to reflect, to verbalize the things that I want and really create a path to get there. So that leads me to the second point, that if you want to get out of feeling stuck and feeling lost in your life, is identify 3 milestones that would lead to your dream lifestyle. So now that you've given yourself the space to dream, to think about your desires, what makes you happy, what's really rooted in your purpose and your values, then you want to concretize it into 3 milestones that would prepare you to achieve that dream life. This is the work that I help my clients with, in concretizing what are those 3 milestones and priorities that I wanna fund so that I make time, energy, and resources towards that. Because the biggest mistake I see is that, okay, you think about like your dreams like in the next 5 to 10 years, like the dream house, the dream car, or like multiple businesses, things like that. And it seems so impossible because you're like, so 5 years ko pa siya magagawa. Or like, pag nag-retire na lang ako, doon ko na lang siya gagawin. Doon na lang ako pupunta sa Europe kapag ka-retired na ako. And it seems so far, and so you end up procrastinating or delaying taking the first step. And so what I help my clients with is really thinking of making it more tangible and actionable so that they don't end up procrastinating again. Making them see like, what are those clear milestones that you can start working towards next week, next month, in the next 6 to 12 months, so that you can actually see progress instead of you'll only work on it 5-10 years from now. So I help my clients figure out what are those life milestones in relation to their career, self-growth, and leisure, so that they create a holistic picture of, okay, I need to make sure I earn well to get to my dream life. And I also want to make sure that I honor my self growth, my personal development, so that I prioritize what would allow me to be in tune with myself, what would allow me to grow as an individual, to have more fulfillment and meaning in my life. And then third, leisure, so that they can balance, okay, I can enjoy the money that I earn. I can enjoy my life leading up to my dream life, instead of like I have to constantly sacrifice or like work so hard before I achieve the life that I want. Because the mistake I did before is like I created like this long bucket list of goals, and majority of those didn't really create a huge impact to the dream life that I wanted. Those were just like short-term things, like color my hair this way, or like go travel here and things like that. Because that's why it's so important to like narrow it down to like 3 impactful milestones. Like those 3 milestones will create the domino effect to waking up to your dream life. Third tip is multiply one income stream to get there, to get to your dream life. And this is the missing puzzle that people miss out on, because they're like, okay, like I want to map out my dreams, I want to manifest, I want to create a vision board, I want to create those goals. And then they just become this nice planner, or they just become these things that they write down and forget about, because there is no concrete steps in order to make it happen. So this is where the money mindset coaching that I help my clients with is really creating a concrete financial roadmap and system to make these dreams a reality, instead of just like a thing that they think about 5 years later because they forgot about it. And it's so important to make it doable and achievable. That's why I say start with one income stream, because I thought like, oh, I need to have so many side hustles, I need to have this big business in order to make my dream life happen. And what happened is that I just became overwhelmed and I don't do anything about it because it's too much work. And so it has to be the right balance of, I will be a little bit uncomfortable to grow, but it's also going to be achievable for me to do something about it next week. And so that's why I talk about that one income stream is the foundation for you to take these next steps to make your dream life a reality. And so how you're going to do it, first is quantify how much income and savings are enough to get there with one income stream. I see this a lot with my clients, that it's either they think about, I'm not saving enough, I'm not earning enough, I'm not investing enough, so they don't do anything about those dreams. They continuously run on autopilot, overworked, hustling more, but then they still don't feel like they're enjoying life on their terms because they don't have a clear benchmark on how much is enough. I have clients who have so much savings also, but they still are anxious because they just keep saving and saving for the sake of it, but then there's no really clear purpose on what it's for. So it's making sure that you create that proper balance of, yes, I know what's enough for financial security, while also enjoying my life so that I get a step closer to funding that dream lifestyle that I want for myself. This is also what inspired me to create my brand new live training on how to multiply one income stream to be financially free without hustling more. I'm sharing from experience that I thought in order for me to take the leap for my dream life, I need to like have so many side hustles or start multiple business ideas or like climb the corporate ladder first before I make it happen, when in reality, it's all about how you can manage one income stream wisely so that it would compound more, so that it becomes the foundation to your version of financial freedom. This is the biggest thing that allowed me to get out of that rut of feeling stuck, feeling lost, feeling so overwhelmed with all of the advice around me, and just focus on, okay, how can I maximize the one income stream I already have by quantifying how much income and savings will allow me to get there, how to build sustainable money habits and systems so that I could save up enough funds to take the leap for my dreams. So I talk about this in greater detail in my free live training, and I don't do this a lot, so make sure you sign up and register when I go live on May 28th, where I would love to also answer questions from those who come in live. I'm so excited to share with you in that training the one income multiplier method that I have formulated after 4 years of honing my frameworks through coaching my clients, to coaching Filipino corporate professionals, freelancers, and small business owners on how they could really multiply one income stream that they love doing instead of constantly overworking themselves, hustling anymore, so that they don't feel stuck anymore in their life, so that they don't feel lost anymore and feeling like they never have enough. Because I believe that when you master this method on multiplying one income stream with the right habits, mindset, and systems around money, that you'd feel more in control of using your finances to turn your dreams into reality. Because that's what happened for me. In this trading, not only will I share how I multiplied one income stream to my first million pesos that allowed me to fund huge life milestones in my life, but also I will announce an exciting 48-hour bonus if you're interested in joining my coaching program, so that you could be guided in mapping out your dream life, identifying those clear life milestones that you would fund, that would get you to your dream lifestyle, and also creating a sustainable financial system and roadmap to get there. So make sure you join my free training, and I'm so excited to see you there. Fourth tip is reframe limiting beliefs that prevent you from funding your dreams. I see this so much with my clients that most of the time they already have the resources to take action on their dreams. They already have the knowledge, the experience, the know-how to get there, but they still procrastinate. Why? It's because they still have these limiting beliefs about themselves. May it be like masyadong ambisyoso. Pag ginawa ko yun, isn't it too much to dream that big? Isn't it selfish to dream that much? Isn't it too greedy if I earn that much, if I ask for that kind of salary? Or am I competent enough to start that business? Or am I good enough to start posting videos online and share tips? Like, these are the things I've experienced myself. I've delayed my dreams for so long of being an entrepreneur, being a content creator, because I've had these limiting beliefs about myself that prevented me from showing up, prevented me from taking that first step. I've coached over 100 Filipino professionals at this point, and this is the biggest roadblock that they face. It's in here: their mindset, their outdated beliefs around money, their toxic beliefs about themselves, or not trusting in themselves, not feeling they're good enough, not earning enough, not competent enough. Like, all of these things that prevent them from taking action, because the reality is your thoughts translate their actions, and your actions become your reality. We think that it's all about action, 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 effort, effort, effort. But in order for you to act, it starts from here. How do you think of yourself? How do you view yourself? What does it mean when you do that thing? And so this is why it's so important to identify these fears, limiting beliefs that you have about yourself and around money that stop you from your dreams, that allow you to keep procrastinating and delaying your dreams. And this is why I love guiding my clients in really identifying and solving the root cause of their limiting beliefs, so that it doesn't stop them anymore, so that they could finally save consistently, use their savings to fund their dreams, so that they could finally spend without feeling guilty, so that they could finally enjoy life on their terms and feel secure about their future. I remember when this clicked for me, I was like, so this is why, like, I'm not consistent with the actions for the business I wanted to start, or for the passion projects that I said I was gonna do. Because it's all about here, like, how I was talking to myself, how I was viewing myself, that I'm not good enough for that, I'm not competent enough for that, or someone else is better than me to talk about that, or like, who am I to do XYZ? And so, not until I have acknowledged these fears and doubts and stop like pushing them at the back of my head, like, wala lang yan, push, 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 action, action, action. Only when I really acknowledge those fears and beliefs that were holding me back, that's when I was able to reframe them. That's when I was able to challenge those beliefs and fears that kept stopping me, so that I could create more empowering beliefs for me to move forward with my goals. This is the mindset work that I guide my clients with, so that they could finally take the leap for their dreams, so that they could finally feel empowered to take that first step towards their dreams. Because the biggest reasons why you feel lost, you feel stuck, is because there's a lot of like these fears and limiting beliefs that are stuck in the drain, that are stuck in your head, that keep repeating on autopilot, that keep repeating in your head, that they're like, yeah, you're not good enough for that. You can't do that. That's impossible. That's too much. Like, these are the things that my clients realize, that I help them and guide them, so that they not only identify, acknowledge them because it's important, but how can you reframe them so that they don't stop you anymore. Fifth tip is create a healthy environment to empower you to fund your dreams. It's so important that you're surrounded with people who also dream big, who also take action on their dreams, who also will hold you accountable to take action, who will also motivate, inspire you to keep going. Because the biggest thing that I've noticed also with my clients is that they feel alone in their journey. They feel alone in creating the right mindset around money because they grew up with either parents who just talk negatively or don't push them or encourage them, or maybe they're surrounded by people in the same career they're trying to get out of, and so it feels so impossible to start that business because they don't know anyone who has a business, or they don't have anyone to talk about their dreams. They don't have anyone to talk about money, their financial struggles, or how they could manage their finances better. They have no one to talk to. It's so important that you're able to have the safe space to share your thoughts, to share your fears, to share your goals and your dreams, because what happens is that your words become your reality. When you have the right space to share these thoughts, to share these dreams, you become more committed to do it. You hold yourself accountable. Like, I personally love it. Like, when I join like group programs, when I join different communities who are in the same boat as me, who have the same goals, who have the same pain points, who have the same struggles, who have the same fears and worries, it makes me feel like, oh, I'm not alone. We are doing it together. So it doesn't feel like you're just going to be stuck forever. You're gonna see people around you like also trying to rally with you, trying to get out of those problems, trying to get out of those struggles. I remember when I wanted to quit my corporate job to become a coach, I was like, how the hell do I do that? I don't know anyone in the Philippines who does that. It's mostly like countries abroad, not really here. Like, I don't see Filipino coaches at all. And so I had to join a community. I had to join a program where I would be surrounded by coaches who also have the same dreams, who also have the same aspirations, who also are taking action, taking those steps to make it happen. And so what happened was I became more committed. It felt more normalized in my brain. It felt more real that, oh, this world exists. Like, I also can be that. And so this is why I've seen how important it is to be surrounded by a healthy environment, to understand your dreams, to understand your struggles. And so what allowed me to get out of like feeling lost, feeling alone, feeling empty during my quarter life crisis is looking for communities and programs that would allow me to get out of that, to take action on my goals, to overcome those fears, and have like a step-by-step action plan, concrete plan. So not only was it important for me to have like a safe space, a safe community, but also they were also following the same step-by-step roadmap to where I want to be. And so it made me feel like, okay, this works. I'm gonna do the work. And this is also what I've seen when I created that community support in my coaching program. So I've had one-on-one coaching, and then they also have a community support aspect. Like, I love it so much when they're like, I can finally feel like I'm surrounded by people with the same mindset around money, so that I don't feel like distracted anymore by other people's opinions that are toxic, things like that. They feel like they're part of a community, that they belong. And that makes my heart so happy, because that's also what allowed me to get unstuck and like take action on my dreams, because I was also part of a community of like-minded individuals. Seeing how empowering it is to be part of a community, it also like pushed me, encouraged me to create a brand new group-led format inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. Because for the longest time, I've had one-on-one coaching for 4 years, and I've coached 100 Filipino professionals, and I said it's about time that I'm able to package it in a more accessible format through a group coaching package. Even though I had the privilege of being fully booked like month on month, year after year through my one-on-one coaching, I feel like it's time for me to scale that impact, to reach more people without feeling limited by my calendar. And also I realize like not everyone can invest at a premium level of one-on-one coaching, but everyone can benefit from group coaching, from being part of a community and following a structured guidance through my proven framework. I'm super excited that I'm finally able to share this video, and it's something that I'm going to go in greater detail in my free training, like how to multiply one income stream to be financially free without hustling more. I'm going to introduce an early bird rate over there when I go live on May 28th. So make sure you sign up for that free training if you've always wanted to work with me, so that you could finally map out your dream life, overcome the limiting beliefs that prevent you from getting there, so that you could finally build a sustainable financial system and clear roadmap to fund your life milestones with one income stream, then you better watch out for my exciting group coaching package that is going to be more accessible than my one-on-one coaching, but it's still going to follow my proven frameworks that has been tested by over 100 Filipino professionals for the past 4 years of me doing one-on-one coaching, and also from my experience of overcoming my quarter life crisis, my shopaholic tendencies, to achieving my 1 million pesos net worth today. I'm so freaking excited to finally share this to the world because I've been working on this so much behind the scenes. So make sure you sign up for my free training where I will talk about my group coaching package in more detail, and where I will share my 48-hour early bird rate that you don't want to miss out on if you've always wanted to work with me as your coach. Speaking of, if you want to hear more tips on how I achieved my first million pesos net worth with one income stream, check out this video and I will see you there.